Christ, that's a lot of blood. After seeing what they did to the girl, I'm not sure I'll be able to find any remains. I wonder what happened to them. I can't make anything out of this. The whole town's been walking around here. There could have been one. I'm surprised I haven't completely trampled. So, there's still a lot of blood left, but I found some faint blade marks. Either the others were trampled out, or someone skilled was wielding it. It didn't look to me like any remains were left lying around. I've no idea what he did with them. Did he keep them or throw them away?
Don't you think I don't know who you are? Mind where you're going!
Same to you.
What are you from?
I've heard nothing good about you.
Lumiere?
Oh. Christ, my head. Not so loud.
I need to ask you something.
I said not so loud. I have a splitting headache.
That's some hangover. He's useless to me like this. Unless I'm willing to wait for him to sleep it off, I'll have to get him some... This should soap... No. Not that.
Oh.
Greetings. Where you going?
Lumiere?
Oh.
This should so... No. Not that.
Oh.
I've got my eye on you, you swine.
Lumiere?
Oh,
He's still... This should... Here. Drink up. Better?
What? Who... What are you doing here? Who are you?
My name is Henry.
And what do you want from me?
I'm trying to find out who killed a certain girl. And I was sent to you.
To me? What for?
Are you Lumiere from the Rat House? The scribe?
I used to be. Now I'm just Lumiere the Madman.
They say that about you. Why?
Because I was just on some wild goose chase. And what came of it? Absolutely nothing.
But I need your help.
If I were you, lad, I'd leave it be. You can't help that girl anymore, anyway. You'll just end up hurting yourself.
Come now, Lumiere.
Poor girls. Nobody was all that interested in it, except for me. We let it be in the end. We let a monster walk among us. No way. You can't solve this yourself.
I need to know the truth. To find the one responsible.
I appreciate your enthusiasm, lad. But it's no use. I searched high and low. And what did I get out of it? Just mockery. What makes you think you can find out more than I did?
Because I'm stubborn, and I don't have any other choice. I'll get to the truth no matter what.
You think that will suffice?
If not, I'd have been dead long ago. Bled out from a human arrow.
All right. Talk to me. Who was this dead girl?
Her name was Alice. She worked as a maid.
A maid? That fits. Yarka was a maid too. As were most of the other victims. What did she look like? What did he do to her?
I think that he strangled her first, and then went at her with a longer blade and disemboweled her.
Did you notice the strangulation right away? It took me a while. Maybe you really will track him down.
Do you think it's the same murder?
Counting your girl, that makes 6 victims who were first strangled and then mutilated. If it's not all the same person, they must be collaborating somehow.
This is the 6th one. How long has he been killing?
Probably about a year now. Sometimes it takes him months, sometimes weeks. But I'm including missing girls, Stanya and Zdena.
Did the dead girls have anything in common?
Aside from being pretty young girls with no proper family or background, no. I couldn't find much.
Do you think somebody is killing them because they're poor and nobody will miss them?
Certainly. If somebody killed the daughter of a local lord, no stone would be left unturned.
But why does he even kill in the first place?
I don't know. Maybe he hates women. Damn it. I feel like I'm going in circles and can't get out.
What can you tell me about Yarka?
She wasn't the first. But thanks to her, people started taking an interest. She was a maid in a German family. By all accounts, she was a pious, polite girl. She was orphaned as a child. The priest from the Church of St. Peter and Paul, Father Prokop, raised her. They found her body tossed behind a barn at the edge of town. She was cut all the way from her neck downwards. An awful sight to behold.
Did you have any suspects?
At first, I thought the son from that family did it. A murderer is usually someone close, you know. But then I changed my mind.
Why?
Well, for one, I remembered the 2 girls before her who ended up almost the same. Besides that, when I talked to the lad, he seemed he wasn't the least bit interested in Yarka. Then his mother told me that they threw her out a week before the murder because she was a harlot who stayed out till all hours of the night. That really surprised me, because Father Prokop had vouched for her good reputation. But who knows? Maybe he just didn't want to admit what had become of her.
What about Stanya?
She was an alehouse wench in a tavern of ill repute called the Hole in the Wall.
You said her body was never found. Maybe she...
You have no idea how much I'd like. Unfortunately, the investigation wasn't very
Did you suspect any?
You could suspect every second man there. Those people have nothing. The innkeeper, Mole, definitely knew Stanya.
So if I want to look...
Yeah,
And what about that Zdena?
exactly. But to tell... Besides Alice, Zdena was the most recent victim. It's only been a few weeks since...
But if her body was never found, how do you know?
Because she was the same type as the other girls. Young, beautiful. A real live one. Lively as the devil. She was a thief. A pickpocket. I never could pin it on her, though. She always found some way to get out of it.
Maybe she robbed the wrong people.
Maybe. She had a partner in crime by the name of Strnad. When I asked him about Zdena, he told me he'd rather rip his own...
Do you think he'd be more forthcoming?
He might be. You're not known all over town like... Besides, it might still be fresh in his memory.
And what about...
It all started with them. She'd only been in town. But the other one, Libushka, she said she was really... She knew she was pretty and knew she could do better than some farmhand.
You mean she wanted someone higher up?
That's what it sounded like. But her mother never found out who she had her eye on.
Interesting. I'll try to see what else I can
In
find.
the graveyard, it's sad to say there's nobody else...
Why were you looking at...
I don't know what people... Kutenberg, the bailiff...
But there are more than...
Exactly. So when one of the...
Behind the bailiffs...
Not really. Andreas...
What happened?
I don't want to talk about it.
Did you...
You can always... I always...
Couldn't it have just been...
Fainting?
Can you sum it?
We have 6 victims. Unfortunate. Of the the next one, they both had... And the last one, they all had...
Good.
When you've around...
I wanted to ask you... Why are you counting?
Because
Did the dag...
aside from...
Do you think some...
Certainly.
But why does he...
I don't know.
Good.
When you learn you've around...
Hail.
Good fellow. Kind fellow. Could... Huh? I'll be damned. It must be around
What are you looking for?
my leather satch.
Sorry.
There was...
Look,
All right. Shit.
Next time, have a bath before you...
Father, I need to ask you if...
I don't have time for theological discussions, my son.
That's not why I'm here. My name's Henry. Someone killed and gutted a young maidservant and left her body lying by the city...
Another one murdered. Why is it...
I fear for my sister. She's also a maid.
Yes. Fear for those close to you is commendable.
One of the other victims was a girl named Yarka. Where did you know Yarka from?
I knew her since she was a little girl. Knew her family.
And?
I was her uncle.
What can you tell me about?
About Yarka. She was...
You raised her? A priest with a child?
Yes. Unfortunately, I'm not the first of the clergy to have a...
How does that even work?
When she was small, I could. But when...
Who do you think killed...
William, that pig of Satan. He gambles and Yarka always went there.
Why do you think it was William?
Evidence? He's a skirt chaser, a tool of Satan. He messes with poor...
And does anyone else come?
No,
Why don't you...
that's... I won't tell you.
Come now, I'm not just asking. Isn't it written in...
A layman quotes the Bible. Lumir.
What?
Yes. He's...
And...
It turned out he was deranged. He's fin...
I've heard enough, Father.
Son, I'll give you some good advice.
What are you doing lurking around without a light? Get a torch, or I'll put you in the stocks! You ugly. Now go.
Good day.
What did I do to you?
Any good? You think I'll blurt it out to the first person I... What would you like?
I just want to be sure nobody finds out.
Did Estania work here?
Stanya. It depends.
My name's Henry.
Names don't interest me. The main thing, what kind of guest?
A bad guest.
So that means you're just going to bat. I don't tell nothing. Something. That'll be beer then.
I want to know if Stania works.
She did. And she done.
I heard she disappeared without a...
It's possible. The chamber she was sleeping in here, the door open. Everything emptied out.
How did Stania...
The door was wide open. Most of...
Blood?
Not so much, really. More like hand or footprints. But they were... If someone done her in, they definitely did...
Tell me something else.
First, you'll have another beer.
What?
If you want to ask, you have to drink. I preferred so.
I'm getting tired of this. I'll give you the money up front, and that's all you'll... Now you're gonna spin...
All right.
What was Stania like?
A bold woman. One has to be here. Everyone's ballsy here unless you nib it in the bud right away. She was hanging around a bard for a while. I don't know how close they were.
Someone from...
No, I think he's...
Apart from those men, did anyone else know Stania? I mean, more intimately.
Well, I got bad news for you. She had...
Why?
One was hit by a cart. And the other one got married and...
Where can I find...
I already told you.
Could you be a bit more precise?
I don't know that bloke at all. So if I would...
Did anybody see what actually...
No, it was at night. The tavern tends to be empty.
What do you know about...
What about him? He called himself William. As far as I know, he plays in the Miners' Tavern.
You think he might have been...
Now that you mention it, I know. Besides, you know what minstrels are like. Lasses just flock to them. And like they say...
Or in this... That's all I need.
Are you blind? What would you like?
What do you have...
Thank you, and take care.
Are you Sternad? The one that went with Zdenna?
Who the fuck are you?
Just an ordinary bloke who...
Well then, piss off. All you're gonna get here.
Why so rash? That kind of attitude will do you no favours. Let's make a deal. You tell me everything you know...
Do you take me for a complete chump, eh?
I'm here incognito.
Oh, shit! I'll get you! I yield! Mercy!
Well, had enough?
Fuck yeah, damn it.
Talk!
The last time I saw her, it's a long time, everyone was fucking jealous.
Do you remember what...
Mainly Jules. She had some fucking huge golden signet ring. A bloke could fuck for a whole month.
Do you know whose crest was...
I don't know, I'm no expert. But it...
And where did she go with her loot?
Well, she had some kind of arrangement with this fella called Pint from the mill.
Do you know who she took it off?
She always said she found it on the street. That's because if the wrong ears hear it, you can end up in the shit. Or...
Did she hang out with any men?
She liked to hang around with that crooner that plays for the Miners. Made him... Oh, and once she got in a quarrel with that fucking...
Could she have run away with that...
I doubt it. He was a bit of a milksop. He tried to be all...
Why do you think so?
Because he was getting on my nerves. So I cornered him in a dark alley one time.
And what about this
I don't know. Look out!
God be with you.
Greetings to you.
Well, want another?
For the love of Christ! The Lord feed you.
Coins. God will repay.
Miss Adletta does not wish to be disturbed. Kindly go away. What do you want here?
What do you want here?
I'm looking for someone named Stanya.
You're in a charcoal camp, fella. What would a woman be doing here?
But you know Stanya, don't you?
Aye. You could say that. Why?
I'm looking for the killer of a girl in town. And I heard that someone also tried to kill this Stanya.
That's true. She told me something like that. But that was a long time ago.
So you don't know what became of her?
I really don't know, mate. But even if I did know, how can I be sure you aren't that killer?
I wouldn't be foolishly asking around for her then, would I?
Why not? How else would...
I'd sneak into your house to see if she was there, perchance.
You can forget about that, you snoop.
You asked what else I'd...
It seems to me you've got this all figured out. So it's time for you to go, lad. Good riddance, you vagabond.
Hey! What are you doing here? You're not allowed. That's the way I like it. I'm not going to have dogs like you sniffing around.
Who are you? How did... If you came here, I'm not afraid of...
Don't be afraid.
So, what do you want from...
Lumir asked me to find out what happened to you. He thought you were dead.
Lumir? From the rat house?
Exactly. Someone killed a girl in Kuttenberg. So maybe you could help us find out...
How can I help you when I haven't been in Kuttenberg since...
How are you now?
I'm still off, and I can't even really leave the house.
What was it like working?
Well, I earned a few groschen, that I did.
How so?
Every single day I had to put up with their lewd remarks. Rich or poor, everyone wants to grope a girl. People, well, us girls have to watch out. We can't just put up with it, and sometimes we have to be tough, especially in a place like the Hole. But you can't overdo it either. That's no good.
How so?
Because if you smile at them nicely, then sometimes you have to keep a balance. To look...
You said that rich or poor, they all like to grope girls. Like who?
Truth be told, the Hole isn't exactly a good place for a rich man, but...
Is that so?
He smiled at me a lot, so I smiled back. But then this thieving wench started hanging around him, and that servant of his didn't like it, tried to drive her away, and so the young lord...
Von Grolla had a servant with him?
Aye, a pudgy fella, well-dressed. He never said a word or smiled.
He disappeared from the hole in the wall without saying goodbye. Without...
Someone attacked me when I was coming home. I managed to get away, but I was so afraid. I just...
Did you see who it...
Not at all. I didn't see anything. He was terribly strong. I nearly blacked out right away.
And how did you manage to...
I had an empty pitcher in my hand, and I hit him with it. He howled and let me go.
Here? To the...
No. First to my room. I was so scared there. I took...
And your lover?
At first he was horrified, because I had cut myself on a shard from the pitcher. He's been hiding me here since...
You walked home from the...
What's so odd...
Well...
I always brought... Right.
The same way...
Aye.
And who knew...
Well...
Why didn't you...
Just to get murdered there.
Do you remember... And what about when you...
He let me go. He said, "Shite."
Come on now. You've no business here. Out.
I heard William liked...
Aye, though...
Couldn't it have been that innkeeper then?
Aye, when he drinks, he turns into a total bastard. Only when I...
Couldn't it have been Father...
Father Prokop.
No, he's pretty old.
I don't know him.
Seems you're the... I know it is. Or when you...
I don't...
You were walking...
No.
You didn't see him.
Actually, I knew the side street wasn't empty, but when I looked, there was nobody there. So when some...
Did you understand what they were talking about?
Not at all. But there were...
It's difficult. Aside from the...
I didn't hear him at all.
And nothing else?
Well, no. He grabbed just for a moment, but I still had a big bruise. Barton said the man must have had a terribly strong grip.
I reckon...
I'm sorry I'm not...
You don't need to apologize.
Thank you.
If it's in my power.
When you
I'll stop by if I...
Ah, farewell.
And don't come back. What do you want? Why don't you get out of here? You don't belong here.
I talked to Stanya, and I wanted to ask you one more thing.
Why? I wasn't there.
What do you remember about the night she came to you?
She had some bruises.
And did she mention a name or anything? Anything useful?
No, nothing. Good riddance, you vagabond.
Heal!
Here you go. Take it. Look what I have for you. Mutt! Here you go. Take it. Good boy. Good boy.
He had his whole life in front of him, and next thing you know, he's being buried.
God bless you, sir.
Are you Pine?
I am.
I'm looking for his denner.
I don't know any Stenner.
Sternad said something.
You're a friend of Sternard's.
God forbid. That's all I need. A friend like that bastard. But he was the only one who really...
You're right there. Stenner was always cursing him. He was as lazy as a pig, but always wanted his share.
So you knew Denner? Can you tell me anything about her?
I know Stenner all right, but she ain't been here in some time. Why are you looking for her? What do you want from her?
I'm looking for her... Back in the city, they think she's either dead or run off somewhere. And you're the last person to see her before she went missing.
Kurva.
I heard she wanted to sell you some valuables. Is that true?
Oh, aye. She had a good haul. No rubbish. Mostly jewelry, rings, one signet ring with a coat of arms and everything. She left it all here. I paid her a pretty sum of coin. It was a good thing she had a basket with her. Otherwise, she couldn't have carried it all.
And what about that signet ring? Do you still have it?
She didn't sell me the ring. She wanted to keep it. Said it'd bring her luck someday.
Do you know what kind of luck she meant? Did you recognize the signet on the ring?
No. I didn't recognize that signet. But all the while, Stenner was giggling to herself. I reckon she had her eye on another mark.
Where did she go next from here? You said she had a lot of coin on her.
That she did. She also had a feeling someone was following her. Someone on a horse.
Someone followed her on a horse from Kuttenberg. Did she say what he looked like?
She didn't. At first, she thought it was some wealthy lord out for a ride. But he held back. Never passed by her and...
And did you see him? Did he come all the way here?
No. But Stenner thought he would show. She even left her scarf here and paid some girl to walk around with it to make it look like she was still here.
And then where'd she go?
She wanted to go the back way, through the woods, so nobody could follow her. Past the woods is a road and a ford across a stream. Next to it is a huge boulder. When it rains, the water can rise fast. The road goes on to Kuttenberg.
Well, if it leads back to the road and there was really someone following her, I reckon if they saw she was long in returning, they could have waited for her at the ford, no?
Fuck! That's quite possible. I made a point of looking, but I didn't see any riders that day. So I forgot about it.
Is Denna's scarf? Do you still have it?
Aye. I wanted to give it back to her the next time she came.
Will you give it to me? I'll try having my dog track her down.
All the same to me. Here you go. But it's been a long time. I don't know if it will help.
What can you tell me about Zdenna?
She always had it hard. She lost her parents and her home as a child. She had to learn to take care of herself.
And what about Sternad? How does he fit into this?
Sternad was her guardian angel, as she used to say. If she hadn't been thieving with him, she probably would have ended up a whore. But by sharing with him, she could do what she wanted.
Uh-huh. I'm surprised she stuck with him as long as she did.
That's because she had a hideout somewhere nearby. That's why she'd come to me with her loot, before they taxed her on the spot. And the last time she was here, she said one more haul like this, and she'd be able to go wherever she wanted, to Prague or Vienna.
And could it have been William?
And who would that be?
He's this bard she was seeing.
I don't know about that. I don't remember her mentioning nobody by that name.
And could it have been Father Prokop following her?
What do I know? If he has a horse and fancy clothes. But why would he do it?
I heard he wanted to find her an honest job, but she wasn't interested.
I don't know. She didn't say nothing about that.
Well, I'll go and check out that ford. Maybe I'll find something there.
I hope you don't. Take care, sir.
Heel! Here, Matt. Search. That has to be that ford Pike was talking about. I should take a look around here. This must be that basket of silver Zdenna was carrying with her. She wouldn't have just left that here, but where did it come from? Maybe it rolled down the hill? Interesting. Oh, poor thing. She didn't get very far. Ugh, she's been lying here a long time. At first glance, this body isn't as mutilated as the others. Ugh, I can't make much out by now, but it seems as if the fingers on her right hand are broken. Did the murderer torture her? Or was he trying to get something out of her hand? Oh, she's all stuck to her clothes. They're torn up, but I don't see any cuts. The rips are odd. Like someone was looking for something. Unfortunately, I can't tell if somebody strangled her, but her head is smashed in. Either the murderer hit her with a rock. She must have put up a fight. Oh, my God. Oh, something. How did it get inside her? Did she swallow it herself? Was she trying to hide it? Or was it, well, that's enough. I'd say she put up a decent fight, and that's about all I can find out. But that ring is a good... Is there something here? Search!
What are you prowling around here for? My God! He's dead! Mind where you're going. Stiff as a board. But who killed him? Halt!
What are you prowling around?
Killed!
What? God bless. Show your stuff!
Here! I'd bash you in the face myself, but I'll leave that to the experts.
I surrender. Enough.
There's no point.
All right.
Now show me what you've...
All right.
Well, this is all right, but I don't want to see anything...
That madman. Why'd he do it?
Clear off, and don't bother me. Hey!
By him.
What do you think? Huh? I'll give it to you, you pick... Ha!
Beating him.
There's a pickpocket over there!
Mercy. I surrender.
Once it's against...
All right. I'll pay.
No.
Take a look.
Good. In that case... Get out of here. Clear off, and don't bother me. Stand here all day? I don't care.
It's gospel. They say she's mad for it. But the old man just isn't up to it anymore. He wanted her to stop pestering him. So he made a deal with Dark Stallion. Christ. But
Wait, friend. Come here. We need to talk. Halt. Search.
Why does it always have to be me?
It's not... What did I do to you? Fuck. Did you hear that too? I'll go and have a look. I suppose it was nothing. Eh? I must be mad.
You don't belong here. What do you want here?
Come closer! Take a look at him! This scoundrel and his equally wicked brother decides his field!
You're not allowed here.
drunk again, didn't you?
Tell me then, what did he give you for it?
Sure, I told you when you got me
My God! What's taking so long?
It's William, right? I need to talk to you.
What is it?
My name's Henry, and no, we don't know each other, and you don't owe me money. We have a lot of mutual friends.
What? What do you want of me? I don't have to talk to you.
Well, you don't have to, that's true. But you should. It's in your own best interest.
What are you talking about?
If you don't start giving me some answers right now, I reckon you'll end up begging in the streets. 'Cause I'll break all your fingers, and you'll never play the lute again, you miserable minstrel.
What? No! Come on, I didn't do anything!
Stop whining and talk, or I'll be the one doing something to you.
Come on! All right then. Ask away.
Did you know Alice?
I know a lot of Alice's. You have to be more specific.
The one they found dead somewhere below the town walls.
Oh, her.
I heard she used to go to dances.
Yeah, and? I'm not the only...
They say she had a rich young suitor.
Me? Do I look rich to you?
But you could at least pass yourself off it.
Or I could claim to be the Virgin Mary, but I doubt anyone would believe me.
And did you ever meet It was a long time ago, but I heard she...
Oh, that one.
Because somebody killed her.
I know what happened was a tragedy, but it wasn't my fault. She stopped talking to me.
Can you tell me...
I don't know anything. It was a long...
Do you remember Zdena?
Do I know Zdena? As wild as the wind and always full of life.
And did she steal something?
A travelling minstrel doesn't have much to steal, but she was well aware of that. She was on the lookout for some...
Well...
They caught her, but I told her she'd be better off travelling.
Worth.
So her too?
I'm afraid so.
Thanks. Though it should have occurred...
You don't happen to know who she was?
There were lots. Like young von Groller.
And might she have stolen a ring?
I don't know.
And I hear you knew...
Which one do you...
The alehouse wench from the...
Well, she batted her eyes at me a couple of times.
And the innkeeper Mole told me a different story.
Fine, we had a bit of fun together. But she was...
Before she gave you the boot for an ordinary charcoal.
That's not true. She'd been seeing that...
And you didn't mind?
Why should I?
So what did you want from her then?
You're yanking my pizzle, right? Of course I wanted to fuck her, but no, we never got around to it.
Someone wanted to...
What? Yeah, but... What does that have to do with me? Look, why you ask... You don't seriously think I killed her? And? I'm surely not...
That may be true. But everybody knows you're... And now...
But I had nothing to...
So you didn't do anything to them?
No! Why would I? What would I get out of it? It doesn't make any sense.
You dare invoke God?
I admit, I'm no saint, but for Christ's sake!
Good. But if any clue leads me back here to you...
You won't hear about me again.
I've heard some interesting things about you.
Mole told...
That doesn't matter.
I made a deal with a few beggars. For a couple of grosch. See, every man should...
I don't suppose...
You don't have to. Praise the Lord.
Same to you. What do you want here? Sin is that I have such nice breasts, and my second greatest, that I don't want to show them to him.
Christ, what's the world coming to? 2 popes, heretics, diabolical schemes.
And he tried to persuade me to give the church money for repainting.
And? Did you give him any?
What do you think? Do I look like a ninny?
I think the church really does need repainting.
Well, I'm not paying for it.
Look, the priest is the priest. But we all go to church.
Let the bishop or someone take care of it. I don't care.
I see what you mean. But there's one thing you can't deny.
What's that?
That you really are pretty for your age.
You think so? You're just saying that.
No, I'm serious. Don't take this the wrong way, but you really are.
I know very well fucking hurt you, so help me God.
For the 100th time, I don't owe you anything.
Look, man, for the last time, hand it over.
I don't have a grosh into my name. What are you going to do about it?
You don't have the coin? All right, bastard. Come on, then.
You're a dead man! Hey! Big mistake, you cunt!
Stop beating him!
My God, a brawl! That's quite enough.
Shame on you.
These days, no one ever
Christ's sake!
This is unbelievable.
Peace and quiet are things of the past.
I'll hack your arse off!
Filthy vermin.
What a view!
Big mistake, you cunt!
To the stocks with him!
That madman! Why'd he do it?
Come on, then!
Christ! I don't have the whole day for you!
Go fuck you! Shit! Fuck! Filthy vermin.
This is unbelievable!
You'll kick the bucket, you shit! To the stocks with him!
These days, no one ever really safe. Hope he doesn't hurt anyone.
Useless! This won't end well for you!
Madman! Why'd he do it?
Somebody's lying. Why are you lying here? Did something happen to you?
Charcoal here. Wood vinegar. Pitch.
know it, then so does half the town. And that goes...
Watch where you go, eh?
What did he give you for it?
Sure, I tell you, and you got me in.
Crazy? Why would I drop you in?
Gossiping about it won't do anyone any good.
You think I'll learn it out?
I'll be keeping an eye on it.
How about you go somewhere else?
I found out some interesting things about those murders. Just like you said.
That's wonderful news. But wait a while. I promised Catherine we'd wait for her.
You know Catherine?
She came to see me soon after you did, and started asking me questions. Just like you.
Will you send for her? So, we're all here.
I hope nobody else shows up. How did it go?
I reckon I've found out all I can.
And do you know who the murderer is?
Not exactly, but I have a few ideas.
I've asked around a bit, and I have my own suspicions.
Is that so? See, I was trying to recall some more details, and I had someone come to mind as well.
Oh, I didn't do all this for nothing, did I?
Well,
Catherine, who do you suspect?
Well, I think it was that priest, Prokop.
That's nonsense. It couldn't have been him.
Couldn't have? Then who do you think it was?
It had to be William. Nobody else knew them all.
God, now you're talking nonsense. I'm sure William is innocent.
So I see we disagree. Too bad. We could have been done with it quickly.
Well, who do you think it was then?
I'm not entirely sure. First, I'll tell you what I found out, and then it might be easier for us.
Go on then. Starting with who?
I managed to find Zdena.
By the sound of it, you didn't find her alive, did you?
No. Unfortunately, she's dead.
And where did you find her?
Pretty far away. Near the mill she used to sell things at. Someone caught her in the forest when she was coming home with a load of coin and killed her. I reckon she put up a hell of a fight. So the killer got nervous and ended things quickly.
So he didn't strangle or mutilate her?
She'd been lying in the woods for a long time, so I couldn't really tell. But he definitely didn't hack her up like the others. Judging by what her accomplice said, she robbed someone good. She had so much jewelry on her, she could hardly carry it. And what's odd is when she was murdered, the killer left her basket of valuables behind.
So I reckon he didn't kill her for the money.
She said someone followed her on horseback from Kuttenberg. She tried to lose him, but apparently wasn't able to.
On horseback? I don't suppose she described him, did she?
Only as a wealthy type who never got too close.
That doesn't fit in with the previous murders.
Father Prokop came looking for Zdena and nearly...
What did he have in common with a thief?
He had also looked after her. But unlike Yarka, Zdena tried to rob young von Grolle.
Von Grolle? Yarka?
That whole
Assumptions. Nothing.
I'd say it's pretty obvious. Why else would I have found that ring?
They just left the ring by her body. That's odd, isn't it?
It wasn't by her body. It was inside of it. I don't know if she swallowed it herself or someone shoved it in her.
That's awful.
I managed to find Stanya.
Alive? You found her alive?
I did. Alive and well. Hiding with the charcoal burners.
So, she's not one of our victims?
She is. She just managed to escape the killer. She said she was attacked on her way home from the baths. She heard somebody talking in a side street, but it was empty. But when she walked by, someone grabbed her by the throat and started strangling her.
And how did she manage to get away?
She was holding an empty pitcher, and she smashed the killer in the face with it. He either got startled or hurt, but he let her go.
Did she get a look at him? Did she take his eye out or something?
No, she didn't stop to find out. Just ran. Which is probably...
And what about the blood in the bedroom?
She cut her hand on the broken pitcher. She didn't stay in her room for long. She said she returned from the baths in the evening regularly, and somebody knew exactly which way she would take and where to wait for her.
You mean someone followed her beforehand to figure out where to ambush her?
Who knew that she went to the baths?
Apparently everyone in the tavern. She didn't hide the fact. Well, according to Stanya, the murderer had a terribly strong grip. Her neck was bruised for almost a month.
Doesn't almost every man have a strong grip?
Depending on what they take in hand every day. A tankard, a quill, or a hammer.
Except none of our suspects are miners or blacksmiths, eh? According to Stanya, the murderer didn't say a word the entire time.
That's strange, right? I'd expect him to at least call her a whore.
The only word he uttered was when she smashed him in the face with the pitcher. He said Scheisse.
So, we're looking for a German?
Even I say Scheiße sometimes, and I'm not German.
Besides that, she also recalled hearing 2 voices in the alley. Someone was talking to the killer.
So we have a witness. Now, just to find him.
Or an accomplice. If I remember correctly, the other one must have seen the whole thing, right? And he didn't go to report it.
I asked Stanya if she knew Prokop. She said no.
Maybe she just doesn't remember him. Or he gave a different name, or...
I don't think Father Prokop is the type to frequent the worst tavern in Kuttenberg.
Stanya admitted that she knows William. He flirted with her and tried to get to know her better, but nothing came of it.
And that's probably why he wanted to kill her. And likely rape her before that.
Well, perhaps, but Stanya doesn't think so. She's sure it wasn't William, and no matter what they say about him, in her eyes he's a good lad. She also said she was sure it wasn't Mole. He may be a pig, but the evening she ran home, he was in bed snoring. And that's all that Stanya told me.
I'm so glad that girl is alive.
Me too. At least someone's had a little luck.
I don't think she'll come back. She's so scared now they'll come back for her, she doesn't even leave the house. Let's talk about Yarka.
What did you learn about her?
Prokop didn't just raise her out of the goodness of his heart. He was actually her uncle.
Really? But he still could have killed her.
His own relative?
Why not? He's a priest. I'm sure he knows the story of Cain and Abel.
Yarka started working for the von Groller family, where she remained until her death.
I was there to ask whether she'd given them any trouble, but they said she was always thorough and reliable.
Ah, so what's the story with von Grolls?
A very wealthy and important family. The mother is quite devout, known to spend a lot of time in prayer. Old von Groller's been sick for years. Can't even get out of bed.
So, who runs affairs?
That would be young Hendel. They say he's quite successful.
That's all I was able to find out.
You still found out more than I did.
But it's not enough. We still don't know who the killer is.
My mouth is starting to hurt from all this blabbering.
So are my ears and head.
Come now, we're nearly there. We just need to find our suspect. So, Henry, who do you think did it?
I suspect one of the von Grollers.
What leads you to think that?
Are you sure it wasn't William?
Zdenna was followed by someone on a horse. Von Groller could afford a horse.
That's not so sure, is it? And maybe the horse was stolen or borrowed.
But it certainly worsens the case for him. That much is true.
Yarka was their maidservant until she started rebelling, right?
Yes. Do you think she was rebelling because of someone in particular?
Perhaps the young lord?
That's possible.
Alice had a young and wealthy suitor. And young Von Groller fits both descriptions.
True, true.
We could be getting somewhere.
Zdenna robbed Von Groller.
That's true.
It's all coming together, isn't it?
And that's all I can pin on him.
So, do we agree that it was young Von Groll?
Well, old Von Groller can't do much now, can he?
So do we really agree that our most likely suspect is young Von Groller?
Aye. I agree.
I don't have a problem with it. Little rich boys are capable of anything. But what...
They'll just laugh at us without...
So, you want us...
There's nothing else we can do.
We have to find some evidence. None of our conjecture is enough.
You could sneak in there.
Or break in.
Catherine, that's not necessary. The young lad wants to learn swordsmanship, and the old one is sick.
So I can either pretend to be a sawbones, or a swordsman, or break in? That's a lot of options.
You're a clever lad. You're...
Bowls, pots, pot lids. Much for sale. We're closing. Last charge. Pots for sale.
Is this the house of the Von Groller family?
Yes?
I've come on account of old Von Groller. I hear he's serious.
You aren't the first.
I'm skilled in medicinal herbs and their healing effects.
Well, I don't know if I want to let some ordinary herbalist in to see the master.
Ordinary herbalist? I beg your pardon? What would apothecaries do without our herbs? How would they brew their decoctions? Monks in the oldest monasteries in Bohemia grow all kinds of medicinal plants.
That's true. I lived for quite some time in a monastery myself. And only my apologies.
That's all right. I expect you're concerned.
But it's late now. Please come tomorrow before noon. Farewell. Huh?
Watch where you're going.
Hallo, Bedienung. Ein Bier bitte.
I don't like lounging about, sir.
Why?
Like,
Cottage cheese!
You've come to heal the old gent, have you? Come inside. But before you begin your healing, speak to the miss... Well, God be with you.
I've come to treat your...
Is that so? So that perhaps God will finally have mercy on Gotslin, but I suppose you'll first...
Tell me your...
It's been a long time. At first...
What trembling?
Not at all. At first, his hands started shaking. But over time, the shaking got worse. And nowadays, he can't even get out of bed. If he'd at least ask God for mercy...
What else is bothering him, besides the trembling?
I don't really like talk, but... he can't defecate properly.
And how is his stool when he does defecate?
Check it yourself. You're the physician here.
What does he get to eat now? If he's constipated, that might have something to do with it.
The cook prepares his meals. You can ask her.
Do you have any idea what...
Am I a physician?
Well, you might have some idea. Was he injured in the past? Did he lead an unhealthy life? You'll know more about these things than me.
I don't know about any old injuries, but Gotslin never lived in moderation. He drank a lot, and he burdened his soul in other ways as well.
How long has he been ill, exactly?
It must be years now that he's been this bad. But his hands started to shake earlier than that. God only knows if it isn't from all that endless drinking of his.
You say he drank? Did he drink a lot?
Uncontrollably. But if only that was all.
What else? Did he eat too much meat?
Yes. Yes, a lot of meat.
But that's not all, is it?
That's none of your business.
Well, I don't want to hear anyone's confession.
You answered that yourself.
I'll go and take...
Amen. What are you sneaking around here for, you scoundrel? Don't shove.
I hate sweeping.
Why are you sneaking around here, you vagabond?
You don't belong here.
This is for him. He ate almost nothing. Could he have lost his appetite for food?
I'm a physician, and I've come to examine you, sir. Well, he really won't be telling me much, although it does seem he knows I'm here. His wife said he suffered from constipation. I'd better take a look at it now. Where's his chamber pot? So, let's see what we have here. Well, that's not much, but his stool is fine otherwise. If he can't shit, the problem will be somewhere else. At first glance, he's quite thin. I know he doesn't get around much, but this is too much. He's just skin and bones. But if he doesn't eat much, then it's no wonder. It's true. His arms and legs really are shaking. A lot. I don't know why he's shaking, but it has to be exhausting. And I'm sure he doesn't sleep very well because of it. Sir? Sir? If you can hear me, blink once. If not, blink twice. 1, 2. But if he can't... all right then. I'll come back to him. What the hell? That's hair. All kinds of brown. I bet it belonged to those dead girls. If this isn't proof, nothing is.
What are you sneaking around here for, you scoundrel?
I came to heal your master, and I'd like to know what you cook for him.
But of course, sir. Mostly light meat, poultry and fish, and then lots of vegetables. One Sawbones already told us what the old gent should eat, but he don't eat much anyways, so it don't make no sense. He told us to give him some wine sparingly, but my mistress banned it.
Which physician treated him? Do you recall?
Some gent called Albeek from Moravia, I heard. He came, looked at the master.
And why doesn't he eat?
How should I know? He don't say a word as the day is. He used to be very fond of chasing women and boozing, true, but at least he was always merry. Now he's just a...
Why did she forbid him to drink?
Master used to drink a lot, and mistress weren't too pleased about it. She says drinking is a...
Thanks.
Finally.
Stay.
Leave that door alone, will you? Shoo! Get out of my sight. Damn it, you'd better knock it off. Get out of here. Mary, Mother of God. I hope nothing's missing. I'd better look. Where the hell is it? I had it here. What's that I hear? Were you trying to scare me? Damn it! To be sure, I'd better look in my chests to see if anything's missing. Help! Come quick! Where is everyone? Help! Help me!
You'll see. I'll pray for her this evening. That's kind of you.
You won't believe this.
Who's opening that?
good.
We've got enough to go around.
Why don't you go somewhere else? For good, ideally.
What are you messing around with that door for, eh?
That's nice.
And lo, there was light. And he saw that it was good. Now move along.
The Lord sees you.
Wanted too much money and my soul is on the line here. I can't even pray properly because of it anymore. As soon as I sit down or kneel, or just, well, in short, when I put my cheeks together, it burns like the devil.
God's ways are inscrutable, and the Lord is surely just testing you. Think of the hermits and the monks in the monasteries. The more their bodies suffer, the closer they are to God.
But I'm no hermit, and I don't want the Lord to punish me.
Believe in Him, and your faith will save you. Pray to be healed.
And if I pray more, will my arse stop burning?
Well, you could also try the herb woman.
In the last sermon, you said they're unclean souls. And now you're sending me to one?
I was preaching
Why
against
is it open?
superstitions
I
and
always close the door.
Now that you mention it, not for a while, no.
Strange, eh? What would make you stop going to the tavern and seeing your mates?
Maybe he's ill?
No, not that. I saw him chopping wood and he was fit as a fiddle.
I reckon he's got a lot of work then.
Every day.
Oh nein, was willst du?
What's new in the city?
Oh ja, es gibt ein paar Neuigkeiten. Schwertmeister Menhard von Frankfurt just recently came to Kuttenberg. König Wenzel sent him here to teach Schwertkampf.
Aye.
But there is some problem, and they will if you are. Und ich habe dann versuchen, und ich hätte da, but you have to, und das war's.
Sounds interesting.
What do you want?
You must be...
Well, well, well. I reckon, but I shall not, and I shall and those...
All right, then.
Go, then. I have to prepare it. Good riddance, you vagabond.
You better watch out for me. Got it?
What do you...
I'll have a look at you.
Maso matanto.
Same to you.
Come here. Track. Sit and stay.
I'll be bringing him home.
You don't belong here.
They hate the smell of humans. So the best thing to drive them away with would be a particularly overripe pair of underwear. Wear them around for at least 3 or 4 days. Don't even take them off at night. Then, take them off, go and piss in a bucket, swirl your smalls around in it, and throw it into the attic. The martins will be gone before you can say boo.
Hey, what if I use that filthy rag the dog sleeps on? It smells so bad it'd put a pig to shame.
Aye, that'd do it.
What? What do you
I'll be
want?
keeping an eye on you.
Why don't you get out of here?
Farewell!
Don't you dare cause any trouble.
Who's opening it? Huh? I must be mad. I heard something. Huh. Strange.
You can't just stroll around here without so much as to buy your leave. I suppose it was nothing.
Christ. About time.
Look out!
And what can I get?
Christ, so much dust.
Quality goods.
So, that thing with your aunt, did you make up?
Not a chance.
I know very well what you've done here.
I'll be keeping an eye on you.
Apparently, the city council is organizing another.
Why don't you go somewhere else? For good, ideally.
Praise the Lord.
Servus, Freund. Ah, Scheiße. Es ist kalt.
Servus.
Greetings.
Greetings, friend.
Servus, Freund.
Don't be a chicken. You can do it. You drink anything, even if it'd knock out a horse.
You shouldn't be walking around without a light.
Around here, you need a light after dark. And lo, there was light, and he saw that it was good. Now move along. What do you want now, you...
What did I do to you? Lots of experiences, but not a lot of memories. As we were fighting over the root.
Greetings.
I'd like to eat.
Hi, and for how long?
I'd like to stay for...
Very well. Pay in advance and no whoring. This is a risk.
All right then. Here's your groschen.
I knew we'd come to an anyone can sleep like a king here.
Oh well. Now this. There, it looks better already. ready.
Innkeeper, a beer!
I'm a bit peckish.
What a mess. Here it is. Here we are. Good.